Hey leaders, welcome. Welcome back. I'm Denise Miller, your Leadership Lady Live. And before we go any further, I want to remind you that I'd like you, if you like the content I've been sharing, to remember to like and to subscribe to the channel so that you'll be notified whenever I put forth a new video, then also to share this with people who you know you can use it. And because we're in the midst of our fourth quarter challenge, invite someone to join you. Now, we're winding up week 4 of this challenge, which is also the last week in October. And in this final week, we've been focused on community impact. Today's conversation is about something most leaders struggle with, letting go of good things to make space for great things. If you haven't yet joined the challenge, once again, there's still time. November and December, we've got 9 weeks left. I'll share details at the end of this video. Today's question, though, is this: what community partnerships or efforts should you release to make space for partnerships of greater impact? Let me challenge you. Not every partnership is worth maintaining. Not every community effort is worth continuing. It's not that they're worth less. I know it sounds harsh, but sometimes there is the reality that your team's capacity is finite. Your organization's resources are limited, and every yes to something that would be nice is a no to something that will be transformative. Most leaders, especially leaders who care about community impact, fall into the more is better trap. More partnerships, more initiatives, more events, more visibility. We all love visibility, but more is not better. Aligned is really what's better. Focused is what's better. Impactful is what's better. So today, allow me to help you evaluate your community partnerships and your community efforts so that you can release what's not serving your mission and double down on what is. Here is a 4 question evaluation framework that you should ask about every single community partnership and effort that you're involved in as a team. The first question is this aligned with our core mission? Name your team's core mission in one sentence, then assess your community partnerships. For each partnership, ask, does this directly advance our core mission, or is it peripheral? Understand that peripheral doesn't mean bad. It merely means it's probably a part of someone else's mission and not yours. The second question is this producing measurable impact? For each community effort, first ask, what measurable impact has this produced in the last year? And then ask, if we discontinued this tomorrow, what would actually be lost? Often, community efforts continue because they've always been done, not because they're actually making a difference for you or for the partnership. The third question is this the best use of our unique capacity? Every team has unique gifts, skills, networks, resources, and expertise that other teams don't have. As you evaluate community partnerships, ask, is this community effort leveraging our unique capacity, or are we just adding bodies to something that someone else could do, perhaps even better? Then ask, what do we do in this area that others cannot? Because there are things that your team can do that others cannot. The fourth question is this energizing our team, or is this draining our team? And this is the gut check question. When your team talks about this community effort, what's the energy? Are they excited? Are they energized? Are they passionate? Or are they exhausted, resentful, and just going through the motions? Ask your team directly, which of our community efforts energizes you? Which efforts drain you? Their answers will tell you everything you need to know. Impact work should be challenging and it should also be meaningful to the team and to the organization. If your team is drained by a community effort rather than energized by it, it's time to release it. So, how do you release? You need to do it well. Once you've identified the partnerships or the efforts that need to be released, here's how to do it with integrity and compassion. First, be honest about the misalignment. Say this: as we've clarified our mission, we've realized that this is no longer in alignment with our core focus. Or you can say, we've learned that our capacity is better invested in another arena. Clarity is kindness, it's not mean. Don't leave people guessing. Acknowledge in step two the value of what was. This partnership has been meaningful. Here's what we accomplished together. Honor what you're releasing. And then the third step is to create a transition plan. Don't just disappear or exit responsibility. Talk about what you'll continue to do through the end of the period, whether it's the quarter or the year, and talk about the support that you can provide during the transition. Help them to get on a place where they can succeed without you. And then step four is recommend alternative partners if possible, and then offer to make the introduction. We think that organization X might be a better fit for this partnership. Would you like an introduction? Now, now that you've done that, here's a four-step action plan overall that you can use to evaluate your community partnerships for your team. The first thing is just look at all of the partnerships that your team is involved in. Make a list. That should take a day, maybe even a couple of hours, but then take several days to use the evaluation questions that I mentioned earlier to assess each partnership. You might want to put it on an Excel spreadsheet. The third thing is identify one to three, not one or three, one, two, three partnerships or efforts that you need to release or at least significantly reduce your time with them. The fourth step is begin the conversations to release well. The bottom line is this: community impact is about doing the right things excellently, not about doing everything. And when you release the partnerships that no longer serve your mission and where your efforts no longer serve them, you're not abandoning the community. You're making space for your team to create deeper, more sustainable impact where you're uniquely called to serve. If this conversation reveals that your team needs to refocus for greater impact, this fourth quarter challenge should be helping you and can help you as a leader to make exactly these kinds of strategic decisions. We're wrapping up October, but there's still November and December, so we've got 9 weeks ahead of us. Join us. Also, my Put Your Dream to the Test Mastermind Leadership Circle is starting very soon. And if there's any space left, you might want to act on it in the next several days. This will give you 5 weeks where you'll clarify your dreams and align your efforts so that they're in tandem. Also, if you're a woman in transition, our accelerated R4 cohort for this fourth quarter begins on November 8th. Your strategic realignment is exactly what we will work through together. Visit my website, www.dlmstrategiesltd.com, for all the details. In the meantime, remember to like and subscribe to the channel if you are in agreement with the content. Please do share this with someone who you know can use it. And please do invite somebody to join you on this challenge. Have a great balance of the day, a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week where we'll be starting for November. Take care. Be well.